Okay, we are live. We are live. Well,
Yeah.
hi, Miss Sarah.
Hello, Victoria.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here with you.
I am also.
Thank you for coming on my Facebook Live. I so appreciate it. So, we're here with the beautiful Sarah Reinholz, and she is a wellness coach, among other things, to help you out. And she's going to be talking about being grateful. I love it. I love it. I love our subject today, grateful and grounded.
Absolutely.
And it's all in the name. So, those who don't know me, I'm Victoria Shakur, and I am the founder of U Mastery LLC. And what I do is, well, first, I'm on a mission to assist at least 1% of the women population to release, to detach from past and present traumas. And so, and what I do is I support high performing women by guiding them to go from just functioning to flowing with calm precision and clarity. Nothing like clarity, right, Sarah?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, yes. And so, Sarah, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Um, I'm Sarah Reinholz, and I'm a health and mindset coach. And my business is Sunny Sarah Consulting. And I bring sunshine into people's lives with health and wellness. I try to lift them, be positive, and spread positivity because that's so important. It's such a big part of gratefulness. And what I have found is that when you find two things every day to be grateful for, it becomes so much less stressed and depressed, less depressed. Really, you get to go through your day at a different level. So I found that it
Yeah,
really makes a difference when you do that.
exactly, exactly. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. And so, as mentioned, we're talking about being grateful and grounded. And what we're going to do our best to do throughout our conversation is just give you some strategies, maybe some tips that you can walk away with, which is what I like to do on all my videos, on all my social media platforms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I pride myself in giving you something useful that you can use right away. So we're coming together to just see what we can do through the conversation to help you reclaim your clarity and soul align direction. So, and because that's what I'm an expertise in, and then strategize your lifestyle and retirement with freedom in mind. And so, our beautiful, knowledgeable Sarah is going to be talking about that and how the two marry each other, because we're looking at you holistically and not just certain parts, although there are certain parts to us, right? And then we need to bring those parts together.
Absolutely. Do you
So,
want me to start with
so
a little de-stressing, a little relaxation?
yes, that would be wonderful. Yes, I love distressing.
All right. So I want to share with everyone that I encourage you to put away your phone, put away your tablet, except while you're watching us. But when you can, put it away and close your eyes and just get away from everything and de-stress. So I'm going to show you 1 minute a way that you can start doing that, being more mindful, being just less, you know, less on your mind and just kind of be with yourself. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Just close your eyes. So let's all do that at least for 1 minute. If you're not doing any meditation, it's a way to learn how. So close your eyes and take a deep breath and then out. Breathe in and out. And just think of something that's on your mind and you just want to let it go because it's something that you don't want to think about anymore. So think about being in a beautiful forest, and there's water with water lilies, and you're going to put whatever it is on your mind, put it on that leaf, and then let it go. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And just let all the anxiety about it, all the stress, and just put it there and let it float far, far, far away. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And anytime you have something on your mind that you need to just be with it and let go, you could do that. And just take a minute or two, take a deep breath and out. Breathe in and out. And then in the count of 10, you're just going to open your eyes and you're going to feel more refreshed, more relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay,
Oh, that felt so good.
excellent. And you could take that on anytime when you feel stressed. Take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, just put everything aside and take that time, and you'll feel so much better after.
Oh, that feels so, so good. What a way to start the program, huh?
Yeah, that's how I start
Yeah, thank
my
you
day.
for that. Thank you
Oh,
for
you're welcome.
that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the subject today because I have been keeping a notebook of it's just a notebook, regular notebook that I purchased, but every evening when I'm settling down, finished with everything before I go to sleep, I will write down what I was thankful for that day. And so one day I said, I'm just going to read through this, and it was a lot of pages, but I read through all of it. And to my surprise, I didn't repeat not one thing. Isn't that amazing? I thought that was amazing.
It is. It is. I think you shared that with me when we spoke recently.
Hmm.
And that is amazing because there are so many things we could be grateful for.
It is. And I think things that we don't even think about, or things that we take for granted. Like, I'm thankful to be able to think that I'm thankful.
That's right.
you know, just things like, oh yeah, never thought of that. And so, but once you get into the groove of doing this, it'll come. It'll come.
That's
And I promise you, you won't repeat yourself. It's so much to be thankful for. And so I really appreciate this subject because being grateful and thankful is healing in itself. When you really, truly are thankful for your life, for where you are in life, even if it feels not so good, you know what I mean?
that's
Even if you're struggling, you are alive, you're breathing, you can talk, you can feel, you can taste, you can smell, you can hear. Those are things to be thankful for. And just start where you are. And it also relieves trauma, you know?
yeah.
It starts to melt away some of the traumas that you may have experienced because then it starts to open you up to seeing what the lessons were in that trauma, or that chaos, you know. Uh, so that's what I notice when I practice this gratefulness, and then your attitude is so different, you know.
Absolutely. I think,
You just start to morph into somebody that you really truly are, in my opinion.
and I think the more you concentrate on what you have and what you're grateful for, you're not unhappy about what you don't have. A lot of people dwell on what they don't have and they tend to be more negative. So it's a way to focus on the good things and what is working for you and
Hmm.
lift your spirits. It just makes you feel better and not focus on the negative things that you don't have.
Hmm. Hmm. And I like how not only do you uh, teach and guide on how to truly be grateful, because I think a lot of people say, they're thankful, they're grateful, but are you really feeling it in the body?
Yeah.
And I like how you married eating clean as well with that, because I think eating good food helps that.
Oh,
When you're, yeah, when you're not like just heavy, uh, from whatever you ate, and now you're feeling sluggish and tired. But when you eating clean and eating really good, healthy foods and practicing gratefulness at the same time, it's almost inexplainable the level that takes you to spiritually.
absolutely. Yeah. It just helps you to think better, be more focused, just have more energy and feel better all around.
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
focusing on eating cleaner and more natural, not processed foods. That's what I encourage my clients.
Hmm.
And it's a choice that we make. And sometimes we need to be encouraged, sometimes we need guidance with that. And that's where I come in so that I can give you some suggestions and how to go about it, how to be more intentional with.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and that's going to be the juicy part of the show, right? When we give them some tips and some suggestions, because they're very powerful, seemingly simple, but yet powerful. And I find the most simplest things are the most powerful things.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when I think about practicing being grounded, a lot of times spiritualists and people in the spiritual community, even in the religious community, have some sort of way of teaching about grounding. But I'm in the spiritual sector, right? So spiritually, a lot of spiritualists talk about going outside, hugging trees is a form of grounding. Sitting in the grass, putting your hands down in the dirt. All these things are a form of grounding. But if you have a garden, if you're planting flowers, you're grounding whether you know it or not. You're
That's
grounding within the earth. When you're sitting and meditating and drinking water, you're grounding because you're connecting with that water, believe it or not, which is part of the earth. So anything that you're doing that connects you with Mother Earth is grounding you.
yeah. And
Do
just
you agree with that?
absolutely. I was going to say that I like to walk in nature, just getting out
Hmm.
of the house. If you're working from home, especially, you should take time to get out a little bit. Any walk in nature will totally lift you and you'll feel more grounded, less stressed. And all those things that you suggested are great too. Also, walking in grass is great. That's supposed to really help you feel more grounded. And yeah, that's a great way to do that. Yeah.
Now, and here's the beautiful connection with that. When you practice gratefulness and writing it down, you're grounding yourself.
There you go. That's it.
You're
Ab-
grounding yourself in your divinity, with your divinity. You're grounding yourself when you're doing that. And then when you couple that with feeling it, really truly feeling it, oh my God, it's so powerful. It's so grounding. It's amazing. Because when we walk around carrying these traumas, and a lot of times these traumas are unforeseen. We don't know that we're carrying that around. Um, it's almost like keeping your hand on the brakes and wondering why you're not going anywhere, why you feel stressed out, why you're feeling burnt out, because you got your hands on the brakes, because you're tense. Your adrenals are working overtime. They're in overdrive, almost like that uh, fight or flight mode. Your cortisol is out of whack,
yeah.
and because of the subconscious traumas that is playing out in your life unbeknownst to you. So when you start to calm down and practice this gratefulness, it actually starts to slow down your heart rate, therefore slowing down your adrenals, therefore slowing down your heart rate. And you start to be able to relax, and then you can listen to what your divinity is attempting to tell you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I love teaching my clients, not teaching, but sharing with my clients that modality of that's when we're getting to the heart of their stressors, whether it's childhood traumas or a present trauma or a recent trauma. The first thing I do is get them to relax and show them how to relax themselves, because there are a lot of people that just don't know how to do that, or or maintain it.
Yeah. It's a practice. It's
And
something
I,
you have to
yeah,
keep doing. Yeah.
and I think the way to maintain it is staying in gratefulness. So just, wait. I'm thankful for, and just something. I'm thankful that I got fingernails, you know? But when you find yourself going into that stress mode again, or that those burnt out thoughts again, you can right away, wait, cancel. I'm so thankful right now because, I can eat, or because this, if you're a person on the streets, I'm thankful that this person gave me $1 or $2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just practicing, and just when the more you do it, the more it becomes a habit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I just looking outside and being grateful for the sun and the beautiful sky and the great weather, it just lifts us in general. So it's something we take for granted sometimes, but we need to appreciate that we have all these beautiful things that are provided. And when it is a beautiful day, what a difference it makes in our moods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful,
Mm-hmm.
and it really makes a difference how I feel. Our mood
Mm-hmm.
is so much better when the weather's nice and the wind is blowing and it's gorgeous out. I mean, it really does make a difference. I think most people feel it when the weather starts to change, and it's a great way. And just to be grateful for nature and for all the things that God provides us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you're working with clients, tell me some of the things um, that you take them through first. Like, what is your first step when you're going? I'm just curious when you're working with your clients.
So I want to see, what their goal is. I want to see what if they want to have more energy, if they want to lose weight, or they just want to start eating healthier. And I listen to their needs and what their goals are.
Mm-hmm.
And once I know, then I can guide them and help them with better food choices, with recipes. I help them also to I ask them if they're drinking enough water. They need to hydrate. That's a big part of wellness. And it's so easy and simple. And a lot of people don't drink enough water. So if they're not, I show them different ways uh, to drink more and different little tips that will help them to enjoy drinking water more. So that's the way I start. And then I also incorporate regenerative foods that help them with cravings, help them to have more energy and feel more grounded, like what we
Regenerative
were
foods
talking
help them to have. Mm,
about.
that's
Okay.
wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you. So
Mhm.
I'm curious, what do you do? How do you start when you first meet a client? What is your approach?
Well, I offer a complimentary session. And so during that session is where they get to know me. They get a peek at what it would be like to work with me, and I get to know them. So, and then from that session, where they're at with things and what it is that they feel that they're having, or that they see that they're having some issues with. And even though they may feel like, they see a pattern of maybe, I have a successful business, but I feel so burnt out. I'm so tired. But I feel like I've kind of outgrown it and I want to do something else. So they're feeling stuck. That's what that is. Or, I got a business, but I don't know. I keep attracting these clients, and all they pay for things, but then they want a refund, or they're complaining. So what's causing that? Because everything is energy. And so once I uncover what that is, then that allows us to take the next step. Once we take the next step, the first thing I do is make sure that they're doing what they absolutely love, and which is their true life choice. Some people may say purpose. So I want to know, because when you are in your creative purpose or your true life choice, you are a creator, and therein lies your happiness right there off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
The second thing is, I let them know that you don't need fixing. What you need is freedom. And there's nothing wrong with you. You just experienced some things and you've coded it up in your subconscious, created an identity to make sense of it or to protect yourself. And that identity is playing out in your life. So let's find out what identity that is so
That's
that we can let it know we no longer need your services. So it's not that your subconscious, well, I'm sweating. It's not that your subconscious is fighting you or anything like that. It's doing what you created it to do. It agrees with you 100% of the time.
that's always
Yeah, yeah. So, that could be good or it may not be good. It just depends on what you're telling it to do. So I get into the nitty gritty of that, and I like to pierce right to the heart of what's happening in the beginning, and then that gives us a starting point of what we're going to be working from. And as we work from those things, then other things come up. It always happens, and then these other things come up, and so it gives us it gives us it gives us a base to start working from, and then and then we build on that and build on that. It's almost like peeling away onions, and then
yeah,
we start to see what's underneath all this stuff.
yeah.
And then I know what to do for them. Once we get all the way down and get all that peeled out and underneath that, and then we can kiss that identity and let it know it's no longer needed. And it may be several of those over time. We discover several of them, right? But once we do all that and the person we start to become clear, start to become calm, um, start to moving with precision and calm actions, um, they naturally start functioning from their superpower, what I call superpower, or super consciously is what it is. And they start living super consciously, which activates your intuition and starts building on that. And then they wonder why they have all these things happen in their life, wonderful things that happen in their life. You can see the testimonies on my website. And it's because they're living super consciously.
That's great. Because I do work on mindfulness and mindset, but I noticed that you do more, besides nutrition, of course, I do
Mm-hmm.
that. And I notice you take a deeper dive. So when people have some other deep seated issues or they need to work on a trauma, then I know that I can send them to you and tell them about the work that you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it was great that we're doing this because we can help each other and complement what each other does. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It definitely is a compliment because not only do you want to take care of your mind and your body spirit, but this physical body is just as important. And this is where I'm sort of a rebel in the self-help industry because first of all, they created all these people running around looking for somebody to fix them. So they created this whole, generations of these people. And so they go to therapists, and not a slight on therapy or anything, because there are some wonderful, beautiful therapists out there. I even started out because that's all we knew to do. Uh, but they go to therapists, and then from there, and then it's like, you know, they're still feeling that something's missing.
right.
You see, and so and because therapists and counselors, people like that are licensed, they're under a sort of a bureaucracy. They can only do so much or say so much or what have you. You
Yeah.
know, and so here the client is still left. They're seeing this therapist for 2, 3, 4 years, and then by the time, and then they may go to a tarot card reader, they may go to a psychic. This just trying to find that whatever that is to let them know that okay, I'm good. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess they don't get to the core of it so that they're always searching for what's really
Yeah.
going on.
Well, it works, but only temporary.
Right.
And so when you go to my website, you read my story, and I explain how that goes and those steps, and why that happens. And so once you get to that, identity, that sabotaging identity that's playing out, or identities, okay, that's playing out. We got to take them one at a time because they are a part of you and they're very much alive and they don't want to die.
Absolutely.
So once we get, one at a time, oh, there's another one. We get to that one, and you know, there may be another one. Once you get to that, you can literally feel it in the body. And one of the things I do is I share with people how to communicate with the body and how to listen to your body. Our bodies are fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
They're very fascinating. And when you give the body, that's why I love your work, because when you give the body what it needs nutritionally, and nutrition doesn't just mean your stomach, it means your
Exactly.
cells.
Totally. Yeah.
Feeding your cells is what you actually want to be focused on, making sure, because cells defecate as well. And
Yeah.
so how that's functioning connects to every other function in the body, your organs and your heart and all of that. And it also affects your mind as well.
In fact, I talk about that a lot, how your body does the healing. If you give the body the right nutrition, whatever's going on, if you have an imbalance or anything that's going on, maybe digestion, respiratory, whatever is going on, if you give the body what it needs and if you manage your stress, then your body will achieve what it needs to the level that it needs to. But we just have to give it the right nutrition and
Mm-hmm.
manage our stress. That's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It really, really, really is. And so, and because stress is like um, that silent sabotage, right? And
Yeah,
so it's getting to the bottom of, okay, what caused the stress? Where did it come from? Where did this stress come from? You know,
exactly.
because on the surface it looks like I'm just tired of being here on this job, and I know because that was me in corporate America. Because you don't have a life, and the more you go up that ladder of success, in the corporate world, the more what did they say? How did that saying goes? The more problems you take on, the
Oh,
more responsibility. The further up you go, the more responsibility, right? And so for us women, and this is the reason I focus on just on professional women, is because, well, I'm a woman. I'm a woman, and biological, and I was there, you know? And so it's not natural for women. It's not biologically natural for us to be on the grind like that.
absolutely
It,
not.
it causes stress, it causes other dis-eases in our bodies. And
Ab-
before it gets to the physical body, it's affecting us spiritually first. So any disease that shows up physically, it was in your it was in your etheric field, that's your energy around your body first.
Yeah. And I find women, they don't take time for self-care. They don't take
Mhm.
time to meditate many times or just time for themselves because they, especially if you have a husband and children, and you're working too, it's a lot to manage. And I work a lot with women, just guiding them how to just carve out a little bit of time for themselves, because if you don't fill your cup, you don't have enough to give. So
Mhm.
it's really important to take that time, even if it's just for a short 15, 20 minutes every day if you can. But that little bit of, let's say, walking or de-stressing somehow by meditating or doing yoga, whatever it is that you enjoy that helps you relax, is so key. And it's something that women have to work on because we're givers and we're so busy taking care of everybody else. We need to take care
Mhm.
of ourselves. So I do a lot with life work balance and women giving themselves more time.
Mhm.
Find it so important.
Yeah. All right. So we've given you some tips on how to relax those adrenals. We've given you some strategies or methods on how to do that. And the beautiful Sarah had just given you another powerful, simple technique to start to dissolve some of that stress that you might be feeling so that you can take on whatever it is that you're doing with vigor, with energy, and not feel that burnt out stress. At least be able to let it go once you leave the workplace, right?
That's it. Let
So,
it go. Otherwise, it goes
yeah,
somewhere in your body.
yes, yes. And one of the things that I love, absolutely love, is dancing. And music is very spiritual.
Oh, yeah.
It's very spiritual, and dancing is spiritual. And so that's why, even in ancient times, they had the rain dance, they had the spiritual dance, and all these different dancing methods and modalities and reasons for this particular type of dance. And nothing has changed throughout the centuries, right? People
Uh,
still dance, cultures still have their own particular dance and style and music and things, and it's just beautiful. And I know that dancing for me personally allows me to let everything go.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so if you're one of those people who maybe have a challenge just sitting down and being still to meditate or whatever, put on some music and dance. It's dancing meditation. It's what it
Absolutely.
is. Meditating is not what you think.
That's right. It doesn't have to be the same for everyone. Absolutely.
No, I did a video about driving meditation, and just go for a drive, especially if you live around mountains and you have that beautiful scenery.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
go and drive. And believe it or not, your mind is not thinking about all your stuff. It's taking in that earth, that the scenery and how beautiful everything is.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
when you come back, you're refreshed, and you can, uh,
Charged.
yeah, and you move with more
Everything.
precision and calmness, which is why I like to get women to uh, move with calm precision and focus. So when you're knowing exactly what to focus on, and then that allows you to take aligned actions. And then taking that aligned actions allow you to get things done in record time. So now you have time for your family, you have time for your mate to go on dates. I was with somebody the other day, and they were saying they wanted more time to go on dates. They have children, she has a husband, and just they don't have time to just connect with each other and stay connected with each other you
Yeah.
know and
That's
so
very
yeah,
important.
it becomes all about the children. So but you can't forget your relationship as well within all of that. So how do you do that, and how do you bring all that together, instead of you coming home, you're tired, what are you going to eat because you didn't prepare anything for that day, right?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you just got to be just always thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to be organized and have things on hand. So if you know what you need, just keep it in the house. Even if you didn't prepare, you could always put something together.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
still eat healthy and nourish your body, which is
Yeah.
that's what's important.
One of the ways I came up with my program and packages is, I remember my son, he said, and this is, I was in corporate America, and and my son was like, Mom, how do you have all this energy? Like, how? I'm tired. I just went to school. It was in high school at the time. And, I had to really think about that, and when I was developing at that time, I had an online course for parents. And I had to really sit back and think about, a lot of things. And so all the things that I learned through the years of my journey, the, NLP and tapping and, different meditative methods, reading tons of self-help books, sitting with a spiritual guru, just that whole journey is how I came up with my methodology of helping burnt out women that feel burnt out. These professional women that make six figures, they look good and shiny on the outside, but on the inside, they're crying, they're
Yeah,
frustrated, they're burnt out, they feel undervalued, and they feel stuck. You know, and so I had to really think about that. One of the things that I did was on Sundays, the days that everybody want to relax and do nothing. right? Because we work from Monday to Friday so that we don't do anything because we're tired, we're burnt out,
Right. You
you know? And
just got it.
so, yeah. But I would take that time and I would take those 2 hours, just 2 little hours out of my Sunday, and I would prepare meals for the week. And I tell you, just that little action right there uh, freed up hours for
Oh,
me in the evening. Because when I got in from work, I didn't have to think about, cooking. So,
absolutely.
yeah, so I would plan these meals and I actually would buy my groceries according to what I'm going to cook for that week. And
Yeah,
so,
definitely that's what I do as well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I go into these things with my clients to, one of the things that you can do is just take that little 2 hours because you'll find that a lot of time these meals that we make really don't take a lot of time. It's the preparation that takes up most of the time. The actual cooking it takes no time at
Right.
all. So you can have, nowadays you can do it several ways. You can buy your bell peppers and onions already chopped,
That's right.
so that
That's it.
saves you time.
Yeah, it's easier now. Sure. But like you said, it's about being prepared, you know, it's like the Boy Scout. Boy Scout's always prepared. If you plan ahead when you do your shopping, just have everything available.
Hmm.
And then all you have to do is take that little bit of time each day, or maybe make enough for a couple of days. So you have to cook every day. That's what I try to do. That way, I'm not always cooking. But and then some days I just do something raw and not do a lot of cooking, more preparation, because raw
Hmm.
is very good too. You want
Oh
to
yes,
raw
yes.
vegetables, so you don't want to cook everything. And if you do, you should steam vegetables very lightly because it
Hmm.
has enzymes, and you don't want to kill the enzymes. So that's why you want to steam lightly,
Hmm.
and so you get all the.
Absolutely. I was a Rotarian for about, I think for about a year or so. I just went on this, I don't know, my body just it just didn't want cooked food and I listens to my body a lot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it just opened up a whole new world for me and I really enjoyed preparing these dishes. And so once you get into that, get into your rhythm, you'll start to enjoy the things that you were feeling kind of mundane about, kind of like, I got to do this again, and it just do something different. Do
I was
something
gonna
different.
say, be creative, try different recipes. I love doing that. And today we
Yeah.
have access to so many. You know,
Hmm.
you had to find it in a recipe book, but now you go online, you can find things everywhere. So
Oh
be
God, YouTube has so many cooking channels. Oh my goodness, raw channels, vegan channels, you name it. And so sometimes you can just break pattern, and I share that with my clients as well, is to break your pattern sometimes, and you'll be surprised how that opens up a energy vortex in the body, and you're able to see your next steps and what you want to do. So, well, we are over the top of our time today. I so enjoyed doing this with you, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on my Facebook Live. I really appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. I enjoyed it as well. I'm glad we made it happen.
Yes, and I so love your insights, your tips, and methods that you shared with us. The beautiful Sarah is the founder of sunnysarah.net, and you can see her website and get in touch with her at, let's see if I can put your information somewhere. And I'm still getting used to using this, so I'm not sure where I can put it. But what I'm going to do,
I could give them my email if you want. It's really my name. Sarah
so I'm
Reinholz.
going to, let's see.
Would that help?
Um, I'm trying to see how I can share it with
Okay.
you with the okay, so that's my contact information there, my calendar, and then I'm gonna put Sarah. Sarah, what's your contact information?
So it's Sarah Reinholz, Sarah, Reinholz, Reinholtz, and then 18, the number 18 at gmail.com.
All right. And you can contact Sarah at that. And did that show up?
Not yet, but I see yours is there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
And
there.
there's Sarah's.
Perfect.
All right. Just learning this, y'all. So I'll figure out a way to have them both up there.
All right.
But right now,
Well,
you
that,
got, hopefully you got mine, that Sarah's up there. And listen, you guys, start a grateful journal. I'm telling you, you can just get just a simple notebook and just every day just write one thing that you're grateful for that day. And after a while, you'll be surprised how that starts to relax your body, your spirit, your mind, and your and even melt some of the traumas that you may have encountered even for that day. You know, somebody cut you off in the street or whatever, and that, kind of pissed you off or whatever, or
yeah.
something somebody said, in the family, or something the children, you got a call from the teacher or whatever. Everybody's kind of stressed right now because they're going back to school. So anything like that, watch this video again and do the meditation that we started out with. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. And
Yeah.
so in this way, and start to relax those adrenals. Okay. So our contact information is there. We'd love to hear from you. I offer a complimentary session, and so does Sarah. And we will see you guys later.
Bye. Have a
Okay.
great